Hello, welcome to Upreels. We will provide you with amazing and interesting videos, which you might want to know. And if you like the videos, please subscribe to our YouTube channel for more videos, and also follow us on Instagram and Facebook page.
Do you know that crypto is making big waves? You probably have been hearing more and more about it on the news and heard people talking about it more. But there are those who have been just reading the headlines and discussing it, while others are getting busy to work on becoming a part of this revolution and grabbing the huge opportunities. If you are still not convinced of what opportunities crypto has to offer, well, get ready, because we are about to spell it out for you. Before starting, hit the subscribe button and the notification bell for more interesting videos. So let's begin. Presenting 11 secrets about cryptocurrency you should know. Number 1. Big business are taking it seriously. Look at the list of companies that already accept payment in Bitcoin. Microsoft, AT&T, McDonald's, KFC, Subway, Virgin Galactic, Cheap Air, Gift, 4chain, Norwegian Air, Twitch, sports clubs like the Dallas Mavericks, Miami Dolphins or Portuguese soccer club, Benfica, and Wikipedia accepts donations in Bitcoin. True, other companies are still reluctant to allow payments in it because it's still volatile, but that's bound to even out over time, and more big businesses will accept Bitcoin and other crypto as payment. And remember how we mentioned Twitter's Jack Dorsey talked about it being the future of money? Well, he has put his money where his mouth is, and his payments company Square has invested $50 million in Bitcoin. All these proofs that big business is taking crypto seriously, and so should you. Number 2. It will be the main currency in the future. One thing the economic crisis of 2008 showed us is that traditional banking systems are flawed, and it is being confirmed in 2020. More and more people are seeing the need for viable alternatives, and that's exactly what crypto offers. A secure, decentralized form of banking that takes banks and governments out of the equation, and the crazy thing is that even the banks realize it. Just listen to what Germany's Deutsche Bank has to say. In their Imagine 2030 report, they talk about how fragile the traditional money system is, that by 2030 over 200 million people will be using digital money, and by then traditional money will already be on the way out. And it's not just Deutsche Bank. Twitter's Jack Dorsey has said he believes Bitcoins will eventually become world's single currency. Elon Musk has stated that crypto is a far better way to transfer value than a piece of paper. China's state TV has called blockchain the technology that makes crypto possibly 10 times more valuable than internet. Number 3. It's a solid alternative for saving your money. We have already talked about crypto's long-term benefit. Let's compare that with regular money. If you took $100 in cash, buried it and waited for 10 years, the amount by a decade later could be less than what you initially put in the ground because of inflation. And leaving it in the bank account isn't going to be much better because of the interest rate in bank accounts, which vary from 0 to extremely low. Disclaimer: yes, crypto is more volatile than most currencies, largely because it's still new and gaining attraction. Like in the start of 2018, when the price of Bitcoin tanked, but remember, it more or less recovered since then, and its upward trend is likely to continue and win out on any volatility. And that's what makes it such a great option for long-term saving. Something that will beat any interest rates banks can give you. Number 4. It's way easier to get into crypto than your thoughts. Just in case you thought you need a PhD in programming or maybe in finance to get into crypto, we will tell you now that you don't. A smartphone with internet access will do nicely. In fact, crypto is way easier to get into than most traditional investments. First, because it has got high liquidity, that you can buy and sell it easily and quickly. Second, there isn't a high threshold for getting into it. For stocks and bonds, you usually need to put in a large sum of money in, and you can't just put in $100. With crypto you can. Better still, there is no institutions, no paperwork, just get an account, get a wallet, track your assets, and it's pseudonymous. You don't have to give any documents or even your name. But we realize that there are many confusions, and not many people understand how this space works and how they can take advantage of it. Number 5. High returns, if done right. We have already told you how much Bitcoin has gone up, and the long-term trend is bound to continue upward. So we won't repeat ourselves, but we will take the chance to tell you about a few other cryptocurrencies. In 2020, even with the pandemic in full swing, lots of crypto have seen big gains. The world's second largest crypto, Ethereum, started the year at $145 and is now at $600. Some are tipping it as big as Bitcoin. Ripple started the year with just over 20 cents and is now over 65 cents, and many others are headed in the same direction. Further proves that now is the time to get into the door if you haven't already. Number 6. No one controls your money. So if regular money is controlled by governments and banks, who controls crypto? Well, the beauty of crypto is that it is controlled by nobody and everybody at the same time. Let's take Bitcoin for example. The code is stored in thousands of nodes. That means the computers of tens of thousands of people who voluntarily run Bitcoin software on their computers. There is no central authority or mastermind behind it. All users effectively retain control, and it is in everyone's interest to keep the network and healthy. Running it this way has all kinds of advantages over banks. Like, banks are only open during the business hours of the country they are based in. Blockchain functions non-stop and bank payments can take up to 48 hours to clear. Bitcoin transactions take between 15 minutes to an hour. Number 7. Blockchain is here to stay. What you have to understand about blockchain is that Bitcoin and other crypto are built on the blockchain similar to that of Facebook and Google are built on top of the internet. It's what makes crypto possible. But there is more to blockchain than crypto. We think that crypto is proof enough that blockchain is going to become more important. But just in case you needed more, let's look at all the things blockchain is being used for. Big business is using it to record data. Companies like Pfizer, Walmart, Siemens, and Unilever use it to keep data, which are too complex for a spreadsheet to record. Healthcare providers use it to store their patients' medical records safely, and there is potential for it to grow into records of property ownership and in elections to keep track of votes and take away the need for recount. Yup, that sure would have come handy in 2020. Number 8. The price is dictated by the market, no government can touch it. With traditional money, government have lots of option for manipulating its value. We already mentioned printing new money as well as this, that they set interest rates. The price of borrowing government money, which has ripple effects with the rest of the government. But with crypto none of this is set by government. But instead everything is controlled by the free market, or at how much the people are willing to buy it and sell it for. And besides that, government cannot freeze crypto accounts or look at records for who has how much in. That's because, unlike regular bank accounts, crypto accounts are pseudonymous. That means the holder does not disclose their true name or identity. Number 9. It is at an early stage and is already disrupting markets. Since Bitcoins were invented in 2009, meaning crypto is already 10 years old, but now is the time when it is really taking off, and the growth that it is going to see over the next decade is going to be a lot more exciting than what we have seen up till now. You could say that the stage right now is like the internet in the 90s. In fact, if you look at the number of people who have adopted cryptocurrencies over the last decade, it looks a lot like the adoption of the internet back in the 90s. Deutsche Bank has also pointed out the similarity too, and they predict the adoption rates are going to keep on the same rate as the internet of the 90s. In other words, it is going to keep going up in a spectacular way, and just like the internet disrupted literally everything over the last 20 years, we are probably looking at blockchain doing the same thing over the coming decades. Number 10. You will position yourself for better opportunities in this space. Sure, you can make or receive payment through a crypto account. You can use it to save. But the really big opportunity comes with investing in crypto. Just take a look at Bitcoin. If you invest $100 in it just 5 years ago, by now that $100 would be worth $2,500, or if you got into it really early with that $100, 10 years ago it would be worth $1.9 million. The price of Bitcoin is still set to going on up, sure with blips here and there, and to be fair, probably not as dramatically as the day before. Other cryptocurrencies like Ethereum, Litecoin, Dash, Ripple, and Lisk also have huge potential to grow and bring great returns to savvy investors. But, to know which coins to invest in, you need to get educated and gain some experience under your belt. So why waste any time? Now is the time to get crypto savvy and learn to spot the opportunities, because you can be sure there are huge opportunities waiting. Number 11. The lowest fees by far. For any kind of investment you make, there is going to be a fees. Fees for making, buying, and even storing the investment. This is also true for crypto. But the difference is that the fees are determined by the users, and that means it's in their interest to keep them low. Much lower than the ones you will be charged by stockbrokers to invest in stocks or bonds, and the same goes for making transfers, especially international ones. Make a transaction through a bank, and you are going to get slapped by a high fee. But with crypto, there are no institutions making a profit out of these money transfers, which is a huge advantage to the people doing business and is thus another reason why the adoption rate of crypto is just going to keep going up. So viewers, what do you think is the most exciting reason for getting into crypto now? We hope you found some useful information and some inspiration from this video and learned something useful from it. So subscribe our channel Upreels and stay tuned for the next interesting videos. Thank you.